Hello Jokers, thanks for watching another episode of Jokers Physiotherapy. Today again I would like to pick up an article related to jaw pain, and today I have this great article from Spain and Portugal. These researchers De Souza et al. De Souza, Lopez Valverde, Caramello and Frail, Payo and Rodriguez. Okay, so the article title, it's in the article of Medicina, different treatments in patients with temporomandibular joint disorders, a comparative randomized study. They've recruited 80 patients who have been suffering from TMJ pain and dysfunction for at least 6 months. They have divided these 80 subjects into 4 groups randomly. The first group received bite therapy, meaning bite therapy, the splint therapy. They're the dentists, so they have made up splints to help with their jaw. Second group received the splint, and in addition an injection of bethamethasone. Now the third group received the bite splint and sodium hyaluronate, which is a composition that's made in the cartilage, within the cartilage. Injected that, and the fourth group received the bite splint and plasma rich platelet injection, known as PRP injection. Now this plasma is taken usually from your blood, and they put it on a spinner, and the spinner will separate the red blood cells, white blood cells, and growth factor, and they will extract the growth factor out of using the syringe, and then inject that back into your jaw joint. The supposed or expected physiological effect is that it may help improve the jaw joint health or growth of the cartilage, or reduces the inflammation, and that's what it's used for. And it has been used successfully in some cases in other parts of the body. So they've compared all these 4 different groups of 20 patients each, and then and produced this article. So the results showed that the bite splint originally had the pain of 6.4 out of 10, 10 being most severe, 0 being no pain. So they started with 6.4, and in 6 months' time reduced to 4.3. And they also, so they looked at, in these 4 groups, a pain level, pain intensity, and the range of motion, meaning how wide they can open to the onset of pain. So they found that initially pain was 6.4, reduced to 4.3 in 6 months' time, with a range starting at 26.8, improving to 35.6. Second group, the splint plus bethamethasone injection, initially had the pain level of 7.1, which is pretty high, and that reduced to 0.9 at the 6 months' time. Third group, splint and sodium hyaluronate injection, which is a one composition of what the cartilage is made of. The cartilage is within the jaw joint. They started with the pain level of 5.8 and reduced to 0.7. Now, with the range of the group 2, the bite splint plus bethamethasone, their range improved from 32.2 to 43.6, which is pretty good. So the one with the sodium hyaluronate and the Bite Splint improved from 26.1 to 44. Now, by the way, from a physio point of view, the average maximum range of motion with no pain should be between 45 to 53. So in the clinic, we try and aim for about 5 centimeter maximum range with no pain, and the jaw opens straight down. So that's what we are aiming for as a golden goal. So none of these have actually achieved that in 6 months' time. Now, the fourth one was the Bite Splint and the plasma-rich platelet injection. They have started with a pain level of 5.9 on average, which went right down to 0.2, almost none. If they asked and looked for the pain, there was 0.2. It's probably, that's what this 0.2 out of 10 level of pain indicates. And the range improved from 25.8 up to 46.8. So from my standard, the only result at 6 months' time, that is, that achieved at least 45 millimeters of opening, the maximum opening, was the fourth group, which is with a splint and PRP injection. When you look into the details of how the pain reduced, the middle two groups, the ones with the bethamethasone and also the group that had these are all injections, by the way, and the third group that had injected sodium hyaluronate, they reduced their pain level quite quickly in the first week. So let's see. So their pain reduced by the first week. The one with the bethamethasone went down from 7.1 at the beginning to 2.5. With the one with the sodium hyaluronate, started with 5.8 and went down to 1.6. But then after that, it kind of plateaued. So that the first week reduction was the best in these two groups. Whereas at the PRP injection, it went down from 5.6 to 3.3. And then he steadily continued to go down after the first week. So, these are the results, and they didn't compare the corticosteroid injection in this article, and the authors do mention that in their discussion. Obviously, they also mentioned that the effects of the corticosteroid injection is to reduce the inflammation, therefore it will help the pain level, but there are some reported adverse reactions as well. And they also mentioned that the injections, especially like PRP, have similar effects in reducing inflammation, or other injections as well, but reducing inflammation. And so why don't you use other injections such as PRP, which may have multiple effects, physiological effects, reducing inflammation, improving possibly joint health by possibly regenerating the cartilage within the jaw joint. So from these results, most definitely, if your pain level is massive, it may be an idea to use either bethamethasone or sodium hyaluronate for an immediate pain reduction in the first week. But obviously these people have had this problem for at least 6 months for them to be allowed into this study. So it's not like you had a massive pain that developed today or yesterday and you need something done straight away. And this is often what I find. If you can get through the first acute stage with anti-inflammatory medication, that may be a tablet that obviously needs to be monitored by the GP. So that's where the collaboration between the physios who will be doing treatment, but some medication to help concurrently improve the initial acute stage. It may be manageable afterwards, just doing the rehabilitation. And I can say that because use of the splint over 6 months reduced their pain and the range somewhat, but that may possibly be the passage of time. So considering, yes, I mean, I have nothing against the splint. If your problem is often to do with the clenching, which obviously may damage your teeth, certainly it will protect your teeth, but it still doesn't solve why you're clenching in the first place. So splint, yes, may have a place, but for the biggest bang for your buck, I still recommend that you improve look for the reasons why this is persistently happening over 6 months, and that's where the physios can help. Okay, but if you are so willing to have an injection of these different chemicals that you can inject into your jaw joint to help, if I were you, I would go with PRP injection, which is what I would have done without looking at this research results, but surely this comparative randomized controlled trial is showing. So, thanks for watching, and I endeavored to introduce these interesting articles. Obviously, this is very new. This was published literally on the 5th of March 2020, and clearly it's an interesting article. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to another episode of Joker's Physiotherapy. Cheers!